Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Um, we are down in Arizona and just enjoying the beautiful weather here. But in the midst of that, we've got some friends joining us and just enjoying that time. And what's really been interesting in some of the conversations is I've had to face some of the things that kind of hit me, that really talked to me about my own relationship with myself and with other people. And what I find is that I can get pretty judgmental pretty quickly about others and how they act and what they're doing. And what I really came to learn as I started thinking through it is that it's really about myself, and the things that I often see as um, what's quote wrong with other people is really about what's inside of me. An example might be how people interact when they're new to a situation. They try to prove themselves, or they try to kind of talk so much to try and fit in. And I do that, and I know that when I do that, I'm actually not being honest with myself and not being true to myself about who I am. And I need to just really relax, take a deep breath, and just be who I am. And sometimes that can be hard. We're in different situations, whether it's at home or at work or with colleagues or even with friends or significant others. And we sometimes feed into what their expectations are of us. And what that really means is when we do that, we're not actually being true to who am I? And do I know who I am? So, am I being reactive to what people are saying or reactive to um, what they want of me versus am I being honest and saying, is this really what I want? Is this the person I want to show up as? So, for a long time, I used to be a really angry person in my relationship with my wife. And I had to really look at myself and say, what am I really angry about? And what I really found was that I'm angry at myself. I'm judgmental about myself in terms of my shortcomings, in terms of the things that I fail in. And really, what that tells me is that I had a lot of shame. And so when I really faced that and said, I don't want to show up that way, I don't want to be an angry person, I had to start working through my own pieces of who I am in terms of that shame piece. And so one of the things that I really learned in that process was, what am I shameful about? What is it that's triggering my shame? And a lot of it was around my perfectionism. I wanted everything to be right. I wanted to be seen as a good person. I wanted to be seen as a perfect husband, a perfect partner, a perfect employee. And what I came to find in that is, as I pursued that perfection more and more, I was less and less happy. I wasn't actually happy in the things I was doing. And so when I started thinking about, well, why am I not happy? I'm trying to do the right thing. I'm trying to be the best I can be. But I was really meeting other people's expectations of me, not my own expectations, and not really saying, do I have realistic expectations of myself? I don't know if any of you can relate to this, but we want to do our best, but doing our best isn't the same as being perfect. And I always thought that doing my best meant I had to be perfect at everything. And so I didn't give myself a lot of freedom to make mistakes. And I really judged myself. And what I find in that is that I was judging others on their mistakes rather than saying, everybody's a human being. We all make mistakes. That is normal and natural. The question isn't whether we make mistakes. The question is, how do I want to respond to my own mistakes? And really, I want to respond out of kindness and gentleness. And I want to give people the opportunity to learn, and myself the opportunity to learn from my mistakes. So as I started looking at that and started thinking through, how do I allow people to make mistakes and be okay with that? Whether it's in a work environment, whether it's at home, whether it's with friends. And what it really came down to is, am I willing to humble myself and be in a place of repair? So we had a situation just last night, and one of my friends who's visiting said some things that were really kind of triggering to me. And so I was able to have that conversation, not out of judgment, but out of, hey, I just want you to know this kind of hurt a little bit when you said that. Now I know your heart. Your heart wasn't about trying to hurt me, but I just wanted you to know that. And he was able to step into that conversation with me, apologize, and really say, hey, I want you to know I really care about you too, as a human being, that I'm not here to try and judge you. So I want you to keep that in mind in your own relationships, and see where that might go take you. Hope that helps.